Hi everyone. Um, Today I am going to try to make my cherry blossom soap again. um, if you have followed my shop, I have made this soap. This will be my third design on this soap, using almost the same colors, definitely the same fragrance oil, and my normal recipe. So I don't have one of my old bars, the first design that I started out with, but it basically was white, and then it had, it was supposed to be a drop swirl, and so it would have drops coming down here with the main part white and around and white around it, and that was my first time doing a drop swirl, so I was very inexperienced, still inexperienced, but very inexperienced at that time, and it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. My batter was too thick, and I didn't lift up the oils high enough, and so many different things. So the second time that I decided to change the design of the cherry blossom, I decided to do an in the pot swirl, and it came out like this. Let's see if I can get it. So the top is really good. Here's another one of them. So the top, love the top. Top is really pretty. The inside, not so much. The colors bled, and they muddled, and it looks like a piece of raw meat to me. So I don't like it. You can see some of the white there and a little bit there. I didn't use enough white, so it in spots it didn't come out clearly. It's also supposed to be red and pink, and my pink wasn't enough, and it muddled with my white. You can see all that right there, and my red was good though. Even on the top, I mean, you can see the white and you can see the red, but like you can't really see the pink. Like there's some there in that line, and there's a little bit there. Can't even see any on this one. Yeah, top's pretty. Inside, not so much. Looks like a piece of meat to me. So I have been putting off making this soap, even though it is one of my best sellers. I made a bunch the last time I made this soap using the in the pot swirl, so I had enough to cover me. And then when I did run out of inventory, I just didn't make it. I think I have like 3 bars left, and one of those bars is in actual inventory, and the other 2 bars are the ones that I showed you, and they are my test bars. Yeah, so this video is probably going to be long, and my wonderful friend Rolondo, who edits my video, he'll make it where it's not so long for y'all. It has been a 2-day process for me. A little backstory for those of you who do not follow me on Instagram or Facebook. I got depressed a few months back, and I was in a very long depression, and sometimes I could get out of it, maybe for a few minutes, even for a couple hours, but for the most part as soon as I could get away from people, I did, and I just basically shut myself away. I haven't made any videos in a really long time, and I stopped making soap. I stopped making product. I did make Halloween bath bombs and Christmas bath bombs last year, but that was basically it. I didn't make any soap. And as you know, I cure my soap for 4 to 6 weeks before I sell it, and so it takes that time. So you have to make it. You know, you have to decide on what you're going to make. Then you have to order the supplies if you don't have them in stock. And then you have to actually make it. And then you have to wait 4 to 6 weeks. And then you sell it. So it's a very long process when making soap. And when I got depressed, and when I would think about the fact that, you know, hey, I'm running low on this soap or that soap, I need to make some, I just didn't. Yeah. I just could not. I couldn't get myself out of the depression enough to put in the effort to make something that gives me joy and gives me pleasure, and in the long run it helps with my depression. That's one of the reasons why I started making soap, was because I found that it helped with the depression and helped with the nightmares. But even with that knowledge, I still couldn't do it. So yeah, so I got behind. So I decided at the end of last year that I was going to take January and February off from any shows, and I was going to make soap. I was going to try to make any other product that I could, but my sole focus was going to be on making soap. And I've been doing good. I haven't videoed any of it, but I've been doing really good, and I even changed up a couple of my designs and got bigger bars. Yeah, so I'm getting there, one day at a time. So one of the reasons why I decided to video this was because of a couple of people. So I had been thinking about redoing my cherry blossom soap for some time, but I kept putting it off because I couldn't figure out a design I wanted. And I was watching YouTube last week, and I was watching Terry on, she has a YouTube channel called Tree Marie Soapworks, and I was watching Karen, and she's at Eden Secrets, and I'll post the links to their channels down in the description. And I had been watching a couple of videos of them each, and the other night I dreamed about the cherry blossom soap. And Terry and Karen, they do, the last videos that I watched, they do 2 different designs. But in my dream, I ended up combining the design. So Terry did what's called a mini drop swirl, and Karen did this spoon plop technique. I've always wanted to pipe like frosting it's soap, but we call it frosting on the top bars, sort of like Katie at Royalty Soaps. But I'm just I can't seem to get either the batter consistent or the right consistency, and I guess because I'm not much of a cook. When I think it is the right consistency, I can't seem to get it to work in the piping bags, and so it's just not for me. And everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and that is not one of my strengths. So I pretty much gave up. So Karen was doing this spoon plop technique on the last video of hers that I watched, and she made the comment that, you know, if you weren't confident in piping, then this is a different way. And I was like, it was wonderful, and I felt like she was talking to me. And so when I woke up yesterday morning, I was all excited because I finally had a design that I wanted to do for my cherry blossom soap, and one that, even though it's kind of advanced for me, being the fact that I've never really done, I've done the drop swirl, but not the way Terry does it, and I've used containers before to do it, squeeze bottles, but yeah, that didn't work out too well either. But it's a whole different setup. So it has taken me 2 days to get to this point. Yesterday was all about doing research and seeing if I wanted to change my colors, and drawing it up and getting the numbers right. And because this is also a longer soap for me, getting the steps right. I sometimes get flustered if I don't have steps to follow, especially in a soap that I haven't done before, and so I have to write out the steps, and then I have to rearrange them, and then I actually have to pretend like I'm making it and moving through the motions. And when I'm doing that, it'll dawn on me, oh, I need to write this down, or wait a minute, I'm missing this. And I need to do it a couple of times before I even get to the actual stuff. So yesterday it was all about planning it, and today it was all about getting the ingredients out, and pouring the oils and melting the butters and getting the lye water ready, and getting the colors ready. Yeah, so I've been working on it all day. And of course, then I realized, which is another reason why I decided to record this, which if this comes out like crap, you won't be seeing this video at all. But one of the other reasons why I decided to record it was because I joined a group. Most of y'all know that I am in South Carolina, and I am between Columbia and Charleston. And there is this small group of ladies that have a YouTube channel. Their names are Regina and Sarah, and I will link their channels down in the description as well. And they invited me to a meetup, and that meetup was today. And I forgot. I suck at friendships. Yeah, I realized it earlier today that I was going to miss the meetup, and I was in the middle of getting everything ready, and the meetup is it's about an hour away from me. So when I was trying to decide, okay, am I at a stopping point, or should I just keep going? Can I leave now? I just realized that I was going to be late, and yeah, to I didn't want to miss it, and I wanted to go, and I have missed that human interaction, and yeah, but I needed to do this, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to record this, because I haven't made a YouTube video in a long time. And yeah, and I have probably talked y'all's head off longer than it's going to take to make this soap. So I haven't fixed me, but I'm getting there. So just have some patience with me. So on to making what you actually came here to see. Alright, so I have my my lye water ready, and my oils, and let me show you some of the items that I am going to be using today. So my fragrance is from the chemistry store here in South Carolina, great place, and it's called Japanese Cherry Blossom. So that's my fragrance. The colors that I'm going to be using are all from Nurture Soap. Love, love, love that company. They're so helpful, and their colors are just wonderful. So I actually put up the white that I'm going to be using, and I don't want to touch it because I've already got stuff on my hands. So I don't want to touch my drawer and all. But it's called Winter White. And then I'm going to be using some reds and pinks. So the first one is called Raspberry Red. And then there's, yes, I just tripped over my mat. Then there's Pink Vibrance and Trial by Fire, which I just think is just a really cool name. Let's see. So what I am hoping to do today is I'm going to have a solid white bar that's going to be the main bar of the soap. So it's going to be the part that's down in here, and it's going to be solid white, and then it's going to have 6 hopefully mini drops in it, and they're going to kind of be, if I can get the angle right, they're going to kind of be like a, well, you can't see that, like a tree. They're going to be angled like this, with this being the top of the soap and this the bottom of the soap. So they're going to be going up, because this soap is called Cherry Blossom because of a cherry blossom tree, which I really need to rename it, because I try to keep my soaps, the names of them, you know, beach and water themed, and I haven't quite thought of a name for it. So for right now, it's just going to stay Cherry Blossom, and if I can't think of a name for it, by the time the soap is ready to sell, then I will probably end up calling it Cherry Blossom Creek or Cherry Blossom Lake, or just something like that. So it's going to be a solid bar, and then it's going to have the mini drops in it, hopefully like Terry did. And then the part where Karen's technique, the spoon plop technique, comes in, it's going to be the top. It's going to be the frosting that, if I could pipe, I would pipe. But it's also going to go up, and it's going to be 3 layers. There's going to be the 3 colors on the bottom, then the next layer is going to have 2 colors, and then the next layer is going to have 1 color. And hopefully it comes out like I want. So I was drawing this up yesterday to try to get the idea, and let me see if I can grab my notebook. So, my notebook, hopefully it's going to look something like that. I don't know if it will or not, but we will see. We're going to try. So, I need to put my paper down over here because some of it I've got to make some notes while I'm making this. A few things that I couldn't decide on until I actually got into the motion. So hopefully I remember to actually jot down the stuff that I need, and if not, then hopefully I say it out loud, and then when I rewatch this video to see if I want to post it to y'all and share my babbling with y'all, then I can catch it and write it down. Alright, so let's see. I need to grab my oils. Get my blender on. Okay, there you go. Step that up. Tried putting my camera at a new angle as well to see if it helped any. Okay. Alright, so let's since I decided to talk y'all's ear off, I'm sure all these quiet moments, because unfortunately half time I can't think and talk at the same time, so I am sure that Rolondo will cut it out or not cut it out, because I know y'all like to see certain parts, but he may speed it up. He's a really smart guy. He knows what to do. A whole lot smarter than I am. He's a great guy. He's very helpful and very sincere in his actions, and he's always trying to help me and help my business, and he's got a good heart, and yeah, he's a good guy. Not many good guys in the world, but he's definitely one of them. Alright. So I let my oils sit a bit while I was talking to y'all, and I tend to soak at just above room temperature, and it's starting to cool down in here. If you've noticed, I have on my regular gloves, but I also have on cloth gloves because I only have a small little heater in here. I haven't gotten my my heater set up yet, and the sun is going down, and it is not cold in here, but it's a little chilly. So what I am doing is I'm just making sure that there's no solid pieces of butter that didn't melt all the way. looks good. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to start, and this is the first setup, because it's a two-part process. So this kind of has to set up once I pour it into the molds, and it has to set up so that when I put the drops in, the weight of the soap supports the drops and doesn't let them just run down. So what I am doing is I've mixed up the batter and the lye water, and I'm getting it to a really, really light trace because I need to pour off some of this to be able to use in the batter. So let's see, move these notes. So this is where one of the things that I need to make a note of. Here's my bottle. Let's move this over a little bit more. Okay, so maybe I can't see that when I move this down. Alright, so one of the things that Terry did, which I thought was really cool, I've used squeeze bottles before, but cleaning them is a pain like you would not believe unless you make soap and then you know. And what she does is she takes the air pockets like you get in shipping boxes, like one of these, and she uses it as a liner for the squeeze bottles, and I think that's just beautiful. I have a bunch of these. I recycle them when I get orders that has like my scrubs in it, so they have a glass jar, and I have a bunch of them, and so I was like always trying to figure out a way, and if I needed to cushion something or just fill in some room, I stuck these in there. So the fact that she uses them as a liner, I just thought was wonderful. So another thing that she was talking about was using electrical tape and pipettes to extend the nozzle of the bottle. So I have used a nozzle before. I don't remember what kind of tube I used. I can't actually remember if I even extended the nozzle. No, I must have, because I remember taping something onto it. But I just used regular Scotch tape, clear tape, whatever. And when I went to wipe it off, it came off. The tape wasn't strong enough to hold it. So one of the things that she does is she cuts it a special way, or special to me, I think. And then she puts it on, and then puts the tape around it, and she uses electrical tape. And so that's just awesome. That's a wonderful idea. I'm pulling on it now. I pulled on it yesterday to see if it would stay, because I need to be able to wipe this off to see my marks, and it did, and it's great. This electrical tape is really going to hold. So I have my I drew up where I want the drops to be. I think there it is. Y'all need to see it like that. So I made a little pattern of my drops, and then I want to alternate the colors. So I put the color initial next to it so I would know. And then I put, this is my first layer, this is my second layer, this is my third, my top last layer. And what I did was I drew it out again, and then I taped it to my mold. And this sticky, this post-it note is the same size as inside my mold, and it ain't gonna be exact, but it helps. It's a visual for me where to go. And then what I've done is I wrote down on my sheet how far to actually stick the nozzle in to get to the depth that I want to make these drops. Hopefully it works out. Unfortunately, that part of the soap we won't see until tomorrow, when we go to cut it. Now, for y'all, it'll only be a few seconds, but I have to wait till tomorrow to see the inside and see how the drops turned out. The top of the soap, we will basically be able to see it once it's put on there. So what I have to do now is, see, that's starting to thicken up. Okay, so what I have to do now is I have to pour some batter in here to go into the squeeze bottles. Let's try not to hit the camera. Okay, that can stay like that. Because you're going to go right back in there to mix the colors. Alright, so this is where I need to figure out how I want to do it. So, unfortunately, I can't move my scale. I got a new scale, and it has to sit over here right now, so y'all can't see this part. So what I'm going to do, yes, that's the one I needed, is I am going to dip out some of the batter and see how much it puts in. Of course, I'm using a spoon that has holes in it. So, let's do one more scoop. hopefully that's enough. So let's do this one. Get a different spoon that I didn't want to touch my cabinets, but oh well. Okay, I'm going to have to pull this over here for a moment. Okay, and last one. Okay, so I got those separated. And I'm kind of experimenting here, since I didn't know exactly how much I needed to use. So I put different amounts in for the 3 different colors so that I can see how much I have left over or how much I needed more. Hopefully I have leftovers and not need more, because then I won't have a complete drop. So I'm going to mix my white in this, because this needs to get into the mold and start setting. Okay. This is the winter white that I was telling you about. Nurture Soap tells you on there like how much of this to use if you want to use it in place of TD, so it doesn't leave streaks and all that. So this is starting to set up pretty good. I'm just going to leave that. Normally I would scrape all that out of there, but I have a feeling with the temperature of the room that this is going to move on me quite quickly before I realize it. Get my arm in that and get that soap down. What I want to do now is I want to scrape along the walls and the very bottom. This fork spoon is great for mixing up and scraping, but nothing beats a flat blade. I like this container that I'm using, but unmixed soap sometimes gets in the bottom of it, in the little crease, the foot where the feet are, and learned that if I don't tilt it and scrape it out, then you don't know it's there until you go to pour your soap in the mold, and then you're scraping the container, to get all the soap out, and you're like, hello, what are you doing there? Okay, one last side, and then I should be good where I can add the fragrance. Okay. Sure is a nice white. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in the fragrance, which is the Japanese cherry blossom. The other thing I'm going to do before I go and completely start mixing that up is I'm just going to get any leftover white mica that's in here and go ahead and pour that in, since I know I'm going to be mixing it good. There we go. Okay. One of the things I like about this fragrance oil is that it sticks. It really, really sticks. So you can put it in, and in 4, 6, 10 weeks later, you can still smell it like the day you made it. It's really good. And what I'm doing, this fragrance oil is, it's got a slight yellow color to it, and with this white mica and this white batter, you can see it, and you can see the parts that are not completely mixed in. So what I was doing was I was just mixing until I couldn't see anymore. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to scrape around the container like I did a minute ago one last time, just to make sure that I'm not seeing any of that yellow in any of the corners or the feet like I was talking about earlier. And then we'll be ready to put it in our mold. I have used this white mica before, but not to this strength, because I was just putting some white in, not trying to make a solid white bar and try to use mica instead of TD. But just after mixing this up, it is nice, and I do believe I am going to have to experiment some more with it, because it is nice. Okay, alright, so now we are going to get the molds and start pouring the main base. And unfortunately you won't see this because I have to weigh my molds while I'm pouring, and so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so I'm thinking that either I didn't make enough batter, or that when I took out the ones for the colors, that I took out more than I had been originally thinking I was going to do when I was determining how much oil I would need. So what I had to do, which y'all couldn't see, is I had to take some soap out of the first mold that I filled and put it in here, so that they're pretty much going to be equal sized bars. So, alright, I gotta get them bounced down a little bit more. Okay, that's that one. Okay, I'm gonna fit it over to the side, and I've got to bounce this one down. Just want to kind of even up the center some from where I spooned out some, and get any air bubbles that I may have put in there when I was scooping it out. Okay, alright, so while that is setting up, finished setting up, that took me a little bit longer than I anticipated. We're going to mix up these colors, and then we're going to pour them into the things. So, put them first, and hopefully I can mix this up quick enough that it doesn't set up on me too much. Normally I'd use a blender right now because it can spin faster than I can spin my hand, but that's just going to make it get thicker quicker. So looks like I got all of it. This one goes in this. I don't know how to get it to go faster down into the bag. rubber band is holding it up. You know, like not letting. Oh. Okay, well, I don't know where the rubber band went. It's yellow and I don't see it in anything, so hopefully it's not on anything. That opened up the hole a bit more, so let's see if I can pour a bit better now. See how coordinated I am, guys. Oh, there's the rubber band. Okay, that makes me feel better. Alright. And y'all know I'm probably spending way too much time on this color, and the rest of them are going to seize up on me. Okay, just a little bit more, and then that will be full enough. Yep, okay, good. Alright, so should I try to get the rubber band back on? Why not? I don't know if Terry put a rubber band on hers. She didn't mention it, and I couldn't see. But we're just gonna take a chance. Okay. All right. Alright, next is this one. So let me wipe off the majority. And let's take off the ribbon. Let's pour our fingers over the thing this time so the ribbon knows it was flying. Look guys, we're getting smarter. Okay, there's that. So let's mix this up. Yep, see. Oh, I just can't wait to see what that red feels like. Says sarcastically. And I didn't put any fragrance in this, in these drops. I will in the frosting, but not in this. Simply because it's going to be such a little drop, it'll be covered. The white will have enough fragrance to go around. Let's get this over here. Okay. Let's see if we can get down. See how this works out this time. Charms. That is definitely going better, even though the batter started getting thicker on me. I think the fact now that I know I have to bounce it down and all is helping. Okay, I am definitely going to make a mess that way. My left hand is not as coordinated as my right. So, some good news we got the other day, that it was kind of cemented in today, is that we found out our daughter got into the school of her choice. She applied to several schools, but the one that she wanted to get into was Clemson. Was Clemson, and she got the email the other day that she had been accepted, and then today in the mail she got the official acceptance letter. So yay! So proud of her. I know y'all don't know my daughter Willow, but trust me, if you knew her, you'd be proud of her too. Alright, so we're gonna wipe a bit of this off, and then here we go for the red. Let's see. Look, it's not even moving. Where's the camera? Okay, here we go. Arm exercise number 3. What a lovely red. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Okay. Whew. Alright, and this one doesn't have one of those nice little funnels. I really need to order me one of those more, so I have 3. So this is going to be fun. Alright, there's the rubber band. Taking the rubber band off does help. Okay, let's see. No. Yeah, I see what you're gonna do. Yeah, I don't have anything with a better spout on it. I don't think I can hold you like this. Nope. Okay, let's see. Y'all are probably laughing to yourself, thinking, a soap maker who doesn't want to make a mess. Doesn't she know it's soap? I'm clean it right up. Yes, I do know. Only if you knew what was in my head. So, see, this is where I think I might have to put the rubber band on and hope that it's not what's causing the issue of the soap not going down. Probably is. My husband would probably be like, well, you're creating a vacuum, something like that. Something that you don't quite understand. Something that I don't have the brain power at this moment to even think about. getting there. Slowly but surely. Have you ever loved a tool so much that even after it's broke, you still try to find a way to use it? I love this spatula so much. It's my favorite tool, and it's broke. The handle broke off. Yeah. And my gloves are like, nope. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to leave that at. Let's put this back over here. And, oh, I need to put this one on here. I have certain tips that go with certain colors so that I can keep up with my markings. Okay. Last thing I need to do is mix them up. Just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Alright, and that's that one. Alright, I'm going to change my gloves. It's gotten warm in here. Even though the sun is going down outside, it's gotten warm. Okay. Alright, so we're going to hope that these haven't set up too much. Not moving. Alright, so unfortunately y'all are not going to be able to see, you know, like this view, this angle, because it's just, I'm doing good getting the camera up there and getting it on. So you're just going to see me piping along. Black. So what I'm doing right now is I need to get some of the color down here and get some of the air out. So I have a candy mold, so I'm just squeezing some out and into there. Okay. Alright, so wish me luck, guys. Here I go. Oh, I gotta do it over on this side. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, so that's that's the first thing of the raspberry color. So now we're going to do the trial fire. I think I need to move probably a little bit faster. Okay, I'm getting air pockets under there. I don't know what's causing it. Okay. Alright, that's the red. Okay, then we got the pink. We'll move a bit faster on the pink, see if that makes a difference. And I'm also going to shake it down before putting it in again. Oh, see, I got an air pocket that time. Oh, all right. So I'm not sure why it pops like that and what's causing the air to come up like that to pop, but I'm sure someone smarter than me will know. Either another soap maker, hopefully you're watching, or my husband. Okay, so now I gotta go back to the pink and we're doing the second layer of drops. Okay, and this one, the line above the, okay, so this is going to go over here, and I'm going to go right here. And see, I can see this line. I can see the pink going in there. So that's nice. Okay, shake it down some more. That does make it helpful. Maybe I ought to get one of those clear molds if I'm going to do this. Okay, and here. I also think that I was moving too slow the first time I did it. So I think that's going to make a difference as well. Alright, and then we have the raspberries next on this second line. Okay, the raspberry goes here. Here's my mark. Here's my mark. Again, I can see the color. It does make a difference when I can see the color. Okay, next one. Okay, alright. That's all the raspberry. And see, I do have batter left over. See, I took out too much, because I have all that batter that's in there, plus all the batter that's still in the container. Alright, so the last one is the Trial by Fire line. That's the top line. Okay. And it goes There's my mark. Okay, and here. I'm going to figure out a way of, I can't bounce this down because then it could possibly move everything, but I need to close up these lines. So let me hold this up for you. Maybe you can see, can you see the colors in there? Let's see, let's go this way. You can see the lines and you can see the colors, and I just need to close those up, but I can't bounce them down for fear that the drops will drop. So I think what we'll do is we're just going to kind of smooth it over a little bit. So let's move this over a little bit. And we're just going to basically like see if we can cover up the lines. And see if I hadn't have taken out so much color, then I would still have some white left over, and I could basically fill in this hole, these lines. You know, my worry is that it's going to have holes, almost like air pockets. You can see it kind of there, and instead of having air bubbles, it's going to have an air line. So I am going to kind of pull this one in from the side, being that the side lines are down deeper. And I know that I probably shouldn't bounce it, but I think I would rather bounce it and take the chance of them dropping than to have for lack of a better word, air lines instead of air bubbles. So that's what I'm going to do. So here we go. Okay, let's do this one. Oh, see that hole? That's an air pocket just came up. And another one, see, there's another one that popped up. So there is air holes. The little one right there, air holes in the soap from those lines. I know I said I was only going to pop it a little bit, bounce it a little bit, but when those came up, I'm like, So, let's see. So see, no air pockets came up on that one. So, I am just going to count my blessings and hope that, count my blessings and hope that there's no more air pockets. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up the side a bit and put it on top where that pink popped up at. See if we can cover that up some, or I should say red, not pink. Here's another one. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's move this out of the way. Alright, so what I can do now is weigh those. Yeah. Let me think. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, alright, so I'm going to set these over to the side, and now I have to make the batter for the frosting. So I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, I am back now, and I've got my next set of oils and butters ready, and I've got the lye water over there. I want to let you know that I started to scrape out, this is the pink vibrance. I started to scrape out this and just put it in another, mold and all, but then I decided not to because it was, well, I did that one, and then I decided not to because it was quite movable. I don't know. I had planned on using the same containers anyways, because, I'm using the same colors. And when I was messing with it, I don't know if you can see, but, it's stiff, but it's still workable. That's the word I was looking for. So what I decided to do is, I know I'm going to have excess batter left over. So I decided to leave the trial by fire and the raspberry red just like it is, and I'm just going to add this on top of it. Everything is the same, so we should be good. So that's where I'm at right now. So let's get this next set mixed, because this does have to set up, because I need it to basically hold its form, almost like those, so that it keeps its shape. Okay, again, I'm just going to bring this to a light trace. Make sure it's all the oils and lye is mixed up. Okay, that looks good. Alright. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to pour into those. And again, I didn't divide this up, so that's what I'm going to do now. So let me just move my colors out of the way. Then I'm going to add the fragrance oil. Alright. Alright, so that's what I need to do. So, and you know what else I didn't do? I didn't get my other colors ready. So I wonder if that's going to be enough color to spread into this. You know what? I think I'm going to pour those first and see, because I'm going to have to make the pink color up. Okay, that's that one. That's the raspberry red. So let's do the trial by fire now. Hope I can read all my notes later. Okay, that worked out great, emptying all of the batter out of that. And I was able to get it evenly across each container. Move these down some now. Okay, so I want to mix these in first. I want to mix these in and see if that's enough color. And if it's enough color, then the only one that I'll need to make more color is the pink vibrants. So let's see. Probably going to end up being a lighter pink. And get that other soap batter mixed in. Should help color it. I think I kind of like the idea that this is lighter than the drops inside. I think it's kind of growing on me. You know, and the reason why I think that is because when leaves fall, you know, off of the tree, they do tend to be a darker color than new leaves. So, that might just work. You know, because this is basically going to be the top of the tree. And the drops are the leaves that have fallen. Just want to make sure I get this all incorporated. I really don't want to use the blender, but I may end up using the blender when I go to add the fragrance oil. The fragrance oil doesn't accelerate or anything, but I want to give myself a little bit more time. Okay, so that pink I'm going to have to do last because I'm going to have to add some more into it. And then let's see if the red turns out nice like the raspberry red did. This is the Trial by Fire red. Hey, my arm is getting a workout today. I like this spatula. It's kind of stiff and it's smaller and it's angled, so it's good for scraping the sides, but I need something stiffer. Let's use a knife. Can't get any stiffer than a case knife, can you? Anybody call them case knives anymore? Or am I showing my age? People call them butter knives, but I was raised in Alabama, and we always called them a case knife. I don't know why we call them case knife. I don't know why. I don't understand why it's called a case knife. Where's the case in it? Does anybody out there know the answer other than Google? Boy, I should have mixed with a knife beforehand. Look how nice that red came out. That is just awesome. That's another reason why I like Nurture soaps. They know what they are doing with color. Okay, alright, so since I have I've scraped it pretty good with the getting the pink out. Ideas, quick ideas. I mean, I could put more color in here. That's no issue. Oh, what about out of the bottle? So I tried squeezing it over there at my other table where I had these up to see if I could get it out, and it's not wanting to come out. So I think the thing's clogged. So what I have to do is take this off. Just want to make sure that's the right one. No, it's not that one. Thinking that one's that one. I should have marked the bottle. It's just not. Yeah. That and that is not that. But that and that is. And that's more of that, just lighter. Okay, so this is it. Alright, so we're just gonna plop a bit down in there and mix it up and see what it looks like. So it is definitely a lighter color. But I think I like it, and this is thinking on the fly. And we're just going to add a bit more of this color. Okay. Hold the bottle, make sure it doesn't pop and go everywhere. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to add the fragrance. Move these out of the way, and I want to put my things back in front of those so I don't forget what color is what. Okay, so I got to add the fragrance, and I'm just going to add a little bit to each one. But I want to use the blender to not only get it closer to the thickness that I need, but just to make sure that any uncolored soap on the bottom gets colored. Okay, there's that. I'll put that there. Alright, so we need to start with the pink first. I wonder if I should use... Okay, hold that thought. I think I'm going to use my mini mixer, what I normally use to mix up mica, instead of my blender. Alright, you're not going to go in there. And I wish I had one of those frothers. Like, I saw somebody had one. It's not going to move in soap. Okay. Oh, come on. Doesn't like me. Alright, so I need, let's see if this one will move. No. Okay. So, see, this is what happens when you have to think on the fly. So we're going to go back to the original idea. Alright, you, and you. Okay, here we go. Okay. That's one. This red. This, yeah, pink, red. And I actually think that that is the consistency that I want. I won't know until I get a spoon and see if it holds its shape. So I'm going to move a bit faster. Normally I wouldn't worry about getting so much out of it, but I don't want any of the colors to dull the next color. Okay, red last. Okay. Yeah, see how that is holding right there? I don't know if you can see that. See? Can you see the, looks like a wave kind of feel? That's what I'm looking for, because I want it to have little, sort of like a peak on it, and some height. It's funny. I was watching Karen's video when she was doing this, and she had typed on the screen that they looked like kidneys, the way she was spooning them on her soap. And my husband is English and Karen is English, and he was watching a video with me. I'd already watched it like probably 4 times, but you know, I was showing it to him and trying to give him a visual of what I was thinking in my head. And when it came up, he said, "Yep, just like kidneys." I thought it was funny. Okay, so where's the napkin at? Alright, so here's the moles. Alright, and I need my spoons. Okay, there's one, and here's the other. Alright. And we're just going to get this set up, and I need my notes and my pen in case I, happen to want to make this soap ever again. And the notes in the order, and those notes in the order. Okay. Alright. Okay, I got all the notes, and I got my spoons. Sorry, I had to step away for a minute. My dogs were saying, hello, hello, do you hear me? Alright, so let's put this over here because I don't need that right away. Alright, so what I want to try to do is, this is my notes for how I'm going to do, I don't know if y'all can see that like that, or I don't know how y'all can see that, for how I want to do the layers. And then I want to alternate the colors. So that was my original idea of, we're going to spoon that and see how well that happens. Alright, so the first one, so we start with the first layer, which, and I gotta, so it's supposed to go this one. So let's see. I guess I should see if I can even have it. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Alright, here we go. Stop talking and do it, Laura. Well, mine doesn't look as pretty as Karen's. I think hers was probably a bit more fluid than mine. Maybe that looks like crap. Okay, how about we stir it and see if we can get it to loosen up some. Oh! This is really when I wish that I knew how to pipe, because that doesn't look good. How can I make that look good? Smooth it out some, maybe. I don't like that. Okay. Think. Don't use that. And try not to get into the yellow, the white. Alright, I'm not going to take off any more, because I don't want to take a chance of getting down into the white. So what I am thinking, let's try this again. So that's not looking good. I think my batter's too thick. Okay. I mean, it's so thick, it's pretty much peeling right off of the white. I'm catching it a little bit. I can't see how deep I'm going. But otherwise it is coming right off. Think here. Think of what I can do that won't look terrible and these won't be a waste of oils and butters. Because you know, I'm not made out of money. I don't know what I'm doing. Bear with me. I'm not going to put any on that one. So at least, you know, I just have a white solid bar. So if this, whatever I'm doing right here, turns out looking like crap, then at least I can salvage, you know, one bar, one loaf, and not have wasted all of my money. One day the shop will be good enough that I can make mistakes like this. And I know a lot of soap makers say, oh, you should do it in smaller batches. Yeah, I guess I got a bit overconfident, and this is where it's gotten me. I just got so dang excited, you know? It's been a long time since I've been excited about making a soap. I mean, I've been doing good and been, you know, making soaps for you know, these last 2 months. But I haven't been excited like I used to be when I thought about making a soap. And to, you know, be inspired by other soap makers and to dream about the soap. And then I got so excited that, you know, I told my husband when he was still at work, I was like, I'm so excited about this, I can't wait to tell you about this soap. And I hadn't even made it yet, you know. Just got excited before I had any right to get excited. That's all it is. Okay, so what am I doing right now? Really no idea. I am just piling it on here, and I'm going to alternate colors, which doesn't start with that one, and pile it up and see where it goes. I really should have knocked that down. Maybe it won't be too ugly and I can still put it in the shop and somebody will like it. Still keeping the red in the center, just because I'm hoping that when we go to cut it, that it just gives you, that red just gives a a pop of color. I just wasn't ready for this. Now here's the major question. Do I post this video and show a person who just was overconfident in something that she is still learning, and show basically a failure? Or do I just hit the delete button instead of the save? I guess if you're watching this, then you all know what I do. But I'll tell you right now, between you watching this, possibly watching it, and me talking about it right now, right this moment, it's not going to happen, because why would I want to show the world something I messed up on when there's so many other things in life that I've messed up on? Fill in some holes. Okay, so I think I just need to do like the 2 colors now, like my original plan, and then do the 1 red on top, and that be it. Well, at least it smells good. Okay. So I don't want to cover up this sandwiched color underneath. I know y'all can't see it. I'll show you in a minute. But I think that that's a good height on that. So now I'm going to do this other side, and then I'll do the red, and then I am done. And if you are still here, then you don't have to listen to me anymore. This video is probably like over 2 hours long. Nobody's going to want to watch a video that long. know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of watercolors. How the watercolor is not inside the lines of the drawing. It just kind of spreads out, past the drawing. Alright, so let's see if I have any holes. Something to write my pen pals about. Y'all should see the creation I made. Give them a good laugh. Alright, I just want to clean this majority of this pink off. I hate wasting all this soap, but the good thing is that it pretty much won't go to waste, because I will take it and I will scrape it into a different mold and try my hardest to knock it down, get out any air bubbles, but if it has air bubbles, it's no big deal, and then I can still use it, because, you know, even if it's ugly, it's still soap. Okay, alright, so let's look at this abomination that I have made. So let me show you. So this is the first one. I'm going to leave it just the white bar, no topping, so maybe I can salvage it. We'll see. I'll see tomorrow if my design inside worked or not. You'll see if it worked in a few seconds. And then this is some kind of creation. So let's see. Okay, so there's one side, and there's the other side, and I have a big hole right there. Probably going to show up as a hole when I cut it. But, so there's one side, there's the top, there's the other side, and I don't know if you can really see. It's very textured. So maybe it'd be something. I think what I will do before I just completely call it in is I'm just going to kind of smooth out a couple points that just look really out of place, and kind of smooth in. I don't want to smooth it all. I kind of like this textured look. It kind of looks okay, but I do want the soaps to kind of stick together and make sure that they don't come apart, which they shouldn't. So I'm not going to do it everywhere, and a lot of it, I mean, on some of this I have gone over the mold. So there's that. Okay, you know what? Just leave it. Stop. Okay, so if I decide to post this video, then I guess I will see you tomorrow and show you the cut. Have a good night, guys. Well, turn it the right way. There you go. Well, that didn't come out the way I had planned. These drops are in a good spot. This one's down too low, and these are not down low enough. Pull one out from the center. Yeah, and see, that's where that air bubble that I was talking about probably happened, because you can see where the outline of it is, and then it's got the white in it. That side's a little bit better, but this still at the bottom is still, I went too deep, and there's a air bubble there. So that's where I probably pulled out or went back in when it was popping. Yep, because there's the other side, and that's okay. Alright. So, not exactly what I was looking for. Well, the drops are there. They're definitely not in the correct spaces, or almost any much close to it. That right there is an air pocket, and that one's close to the top. So that's probably the part that I was trying to fill in, and if I'd had more of the white batter, then I would have been able to put it on top and fill it in more. And then that one's non-existent right there. So some of them are kind of okay. Definitely not what I had in my head, but you know, it's something. At least on some of them, it's definitely got the drop part and the teardrop. That one is good, and that's good. Yeah, go ahead. And those are good. And those are the ones that I did first, and I was going slowly, whereas these up here, I went faster because I could see the color as I was going. But those going slower turned out much better than me going faster. Yeah, there's an air pocket there. And see how, and there's nothing above that, so I wouldn't have even seen that. So knocking it on the counter, didn't fill it in because the batter was just too thick. Maybe if it had been more fluid, it would have filled it in more. There's another one where it popped on me. Probably had an air bubble in the tube. Alright, so now we're going to cut this one. Okay. So this monstrosity that I am still unsure of how I feel about this. My our youngest daughter, she said it still looked like a tree because all these little points look like leaves and almost how they flow in the air. But I still wanted it kind of smooth and not like this. And you can see there's gaps, which I'm not too concerned about. I did fill in some of them. I don't care for this too much, but that it all depends on where it lines up for when it gets cut. Because if it's cut down the middle there, then it's not so much. If it's cut, here and here, then you're going to be able to see it. So, let's see on this side. Alright, so I guess we'll just cut it and see. Oh, and I did go over the mold
so that'll have to be cleaned up. But I am happy that when I pulled it out of the mold, it didn't pull apart, and that's one of the things that I was concerned about, was with these 2 layers coming apart when I was getting it out of the mold this morning. Okay. Okay, so the issue that we're having is that if it's laying on its side, and it's not positioned on where that ridge is, you can see how it's lifting the soap up. It cuts off the black metal part. This is going to cut off some of that and rub up against it. And then if we move it forward to get it off of there, it's even worse. So normally you'd cut a soap on the side, basically to make sure you don't create any drag marks. But this doesn't have anything in it to hopefully create drag marks. I am worried about the pink dragging down into the white, but at this point with this soap, I'm doing good not throwing the whole thing into the trash. So I am going to tell my wonderful husband to just use his best judgment, and whatever he wants to do, I'm game for.
It's above my pay grade.
Above your pay grade. Will it clear leaving it up like that?
Yes.
Okay, then go that way.
Never done it like this.
Huh?
Never done it like this.
Yeah, I know. First time for everything.
And it's hard.
That's gonna push it into this because it's trying to push. I'm telling you, this soap is giving so many issues.
I don't know if that's going to line up with those marks that we just made.
What you thinking?
I just don't know whether it's going to line up perfectly with those indentations from when I just tried to cut it.
Are they bad?
There's a line.
Where?
Just look down here underneath.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I can't. No, it's not lining up. But why don't you just flip the soap over, and then those indentations will be on top. That's gonna cut that. See that? Mm-hmm. And it's already up against there. Yep, it's gone right. See, it goes right down to it. I say flip it over again. Huh?
That's why I had it that way.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that, right? You saw it before I did. I'm not so much worried about those indentations.
Still not that clear. It's going to be really close. Can you look at that?
I'm not so much worried about the indentations. you know.
Really close.
Yep, just go for it. I think it's just going to take off, you know, a couple of the tips of the waves or whatever you want to call it, or as my daughter called it, leaves.
Shoot your reference, not so tall.
Hmm?
I don't know how that happened. I think it's because it.
How what happened?
Oh, that's a lost set. It was lined up a minute ago.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Can you get that gap?
Huh?
It's alright, it's cutting now.
So I said yesterday when I was making the soap and started seeing that it was going wrong, that I wasn't sure if I was going to post this video or not. And I'm still kind of not sure. That almost looks like a man with a tie. So if I have posted this video and you're watching this right now and you've lasted this long, because it was quite a long video, just the making itself, then let me know what you thought. You know, if you have any advice, anything, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, see those air pockets that I was talking about that I didn't want to knock down the mold like normal. Is that my husband says it looks like the dolphin in our Dolphin Wood house. I kind of like the way those lined up. Those are okay. Oh, you did. Yep, I see it. I just don't know how I feel about that inside. Just. It's what?
Big bar of soap.
Yeah, big bar soap. Yeah, I just don't know. I guess I got 4 weeks to think about it and decide if I will put it up on the shop or not. I guess that's another question, you know, because y'all will see this video before the 4 weeks is up. So if you're watching this video, would you buy this soap? I'm not saying you have to. That one's kind of good. That one, I kind of like that. Would you buy this bar soap? Do you think that I should put it up on the shop? Maybe do it as a limited edition. It's what they always say in soap making. Nobody knows you messed up except for the soap maker. Totally did that on purpose. Yes. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too. I just wasn't going to say it. Yeah, I don't like those air bubbles. This is the second design that I did, that I was telling y'all about yesterday. This is the new design. Which one do you like better? Show the top. Oh, your hand don't run that way, does it? There we go. So, do you like the one on the left or the one on the right? Alrighty. Well, if you have made it this far, I thank you for your patience and thank you for watching my video. And hopefully I will not talk your ear off on the next one. Have a good night.